Hey everyone, it's Rick again, and I'm back with this time with a Cisco Packet Tracer lab from Keith Barker. It's not one I came up with, it's one Keith came up with, so it'll be neat to check out someone else's work. The issue, or objectives I guess, of the lab: Bob is using an employee wireless device and he can't access multi-layer switch 1 via SSH and log in. Can you help? Bonus, if you can get MLS1 synchronized with an NTP client as well. I got some additional information here: wireless LAN controller, AAA, DNS, NTP web server, 2 Wi-Fi networks, corporate Wi-Fi and guest Wi-Fi, and all passwords are capital C ISCO exclamation 23. So this should be a fun one. So the first thing I notice is none of our smartphone devices are connected via Wi-Fi. Usually in Packet Tracer, when you have wireless connectivity with an access point, you'll see some little radio waves showing you which access point it's connecting to. So we got 2 lightweight access points. They are powered on. 2 ways to verify that. First of all, just the green link light here at each access point connecting to their access switches. And then also, we are not using power over Ethernet. They actually have a separate power supply. So we can go ahead and break that. And we see this link light here turn red. So obviously the access points are connected. They have connectivity to their respective switches. So something else is going on with wireless. So since I didn't come up with this lab, I want to check out what the server is configured with, first of all, and also my PC sitting out here. So do they have network connectivity? What else first do I notice right off the bat? We're using a multi-layer switch, so that's MLS1. So I'm assuming, since there's no router in this network topology, that IP routing is enabled on our multi-layer switch. So it's doing layer 2 and layer 3 for us. So let's see. So let's verify first AAA NTP DNS, our web server at 10.30.0.10. Let's just make sure that he's configured. So go to config, default gateway 10.30.0.1. I'm assuming that's here in our multi-layer switch. DNS server of itself. He is statically assigned 10.30.0.10 with a 24-bit mask. Okay, that's fine. And that's not what I want. I want to check basic connectivity with our default gateway 10.30.0.1. Okay. We got connectivity there. That's fine. That's cool. Same thing. Let's check our PC. How are you configured? So we're using DHCP there. He's got an IP address of 10.10.0.50. So we got a couple of networks. I'm assuming VLANs. You know what? Let's look at our multi-layer switch. Why not? Let's look at him first and see what he's doing. Show run. So for show running configuration, and we'll just make this a little larger. And let's look at everything. Okay. So AAA new model, okay, that's fine. IP routing enabled on our multi-layer switch. SSH version 2. Spanning tree, of course it's going to be enabled by default. Yep, interface. Yep, we got a couple different VLANs here. So VLAN 10, VLAN 30. We got some trunking going on. interface is 10. Actually, we have 3 VLANs. So VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30. Okay. TACAC server 10.30.0.10, which is our in our notes here is our AAA server. Oh, okay. This is going to be an issue. Line VTY, our VTY lines is 0 through 4. Transport input none. So at this time, our switch isn't even allowing SSH or Telnet sessions at all. So there's going to be one issue with Bob not being able to log in. So let's fix. Oh, and also NTP server 1.30.0.10. So according to our notes, NTP server should be 10.30.0.10. But that's a bonus, and we'll look at that. We'll look at that first. So let's first fix SSH, and then we'll move on to wireless, and then at the end I'll take a look at NTP and see if I can't get that sorted out. Full disclosure here, I know what NTP is. I've never configured it, so I've got like a 10,000 foot view of NTP. So that should be interesting to try to figure out at the end. So let's on to SSH. Let's fix that first. If I can stop fat fingering things, configure T, configure terminal. I want line VTY 0 through 4. And I want transport input SSH. I could do transport input all, but we're mainly focusing on we're mainly focusing here on SSH. So I'll configure SSH. Yep. Okay. So let's just verify that that took transport input SSH. Okay. So let's test it. And I'm just going to test with admin. Well, let's test with Bob. Why not? Where are we? 10.10.0.1. Okay, login invalid. So let's try that again. Maybe I typed the password wrong. Okay, I didn't type the password wrong. So Bob still cannot log in. What about admin? Okay, it looks like admin can log in. Okay, and they're showing our admin session at the moment. So we've SSH'd from the we've SSH'd from the switch to the switch and logged in as admin. So let's go ahead and log out of him. So that's not the goal to get admin. The goal is to get Bob. Okay. So let's do a show run again. All right, so we have SSH enabled on VTY lines 0 through 4, but they don't know they don't know how to authenticate. And according to our AAA list here, so AAA new model, here are our login methods, and we should be using for AAA, we should be using our server out here for its authentication. So let's make sure that the switch is a AAA client on the server. So let's check that out first. So on the server, let's check out services, AAA multi-layer switch 10.30.0.1, and we're using TACACS. Okay, that's fine. So back at our switch, we need to tell our VTY lines for SSH that they're going to use an authentication method that includes TACACS. So in this list, method 1 would work for us. So config T, line VTY 0 through 4. And I want login, authentication, word. So it's telling us using a word from our AAA method list. And again, just to verify, that method was method 1. Okay. So I'm going to do a show run and type include TACACS. Okay. So we have the right host configured with its key 10.30.0.10, which is our AAA server, with the correct key. All passwords are Cisco !123, but we've also verified that here with our key. So can we now SSH from the switch to the switch as Bob? Let's find out. Hey, there we go. Bob can now SSH to the switch. Okay. All right. So we got AAA fixed. Let's write our config and tackle wireless. So we got a wireless LAN controller out here. And according to the notes, it's 10.30.0.2. We do have a link, but yeah, so that's on. We're good to go there. Management, IPv4 address 10.30.0.2, so that matches. All right, let's go on our, let's pull up our PC here. And I want to log into the wireless LAN controller and check out our wireless settings. Because at the moment, again, it looks like it's disabled. We have no radio waves going to either from the employee device, which is going to be Bob. He's not connected to either of these lightweight access points. Okay, here we go. Oh, nice web GUI here for our wireless LAN controller. Let's check out our wireless LANs. Corporate Wi-Fi, guest Wi-Fi. Okay. So corporate Wi-Fi is currently disabled, and if you want to have your employees use corporate Wi-Fi, it's going to need to be disabled. So let's jump in. It's going to need to be enabled. Gosh, let's jump in and enable that. Click apply. And I'm watching. Hey, there we go. So Bob's employee device is now connected to our Wi-Fi, our lightweight access point 2. So good. So let's check Bob's device. Okay, so Bob should now be able to, he should be able to SSH into that multi-layer switch because we tested it. Now he has a network connection. Let's see what we have. Let's do an IP config first. Yep. So we got an IP address 10.30.0.3. Okay. Let's try to ping our default gateway 10.30.0.1 since we're on VLAN 3 here. Actually, it doesn't matter, but let's just go ahead and use that address. Okay, we can ping the switch. All right, good. Let's try to log in. Okay, connection open. Is it going to take my password? It does. Okay, so that portion is fixed. So we fixed the Wi-Fi. So Bob is now connected to our lightweight access point, and he's got wireless connectivity through the network, and he can SSH. Okay, let's move on to the bonus. Can we get MLS1 synchronized as an NTP client as well? So let's go on the server. Let's verify NTP. NTP is on. It's enabled. Key 1, password, capital CISCO, exclamation 23. And we believe that March 22nd, 2022 at 9:20 p.m. is the current time. So in actuality, it is July 3rd, 2022 at 10:46 a.m. So let's just go ahead and match that because we can. (10:46 a.m.) Okay. So I already know that from looking at the configuration that our NTP server on the switch at the moment is currently mismatched. So the switch is looking for an NTP server at 1.30.0.10, and it should be 10.30.0.10. So let's fix that first. So I want to remove first that invalid entry. So no. Is it NTP? No NTP server 1.30.0.10. 10.30.0.10. Let's remove that, and now we're going to tell it the correct NTP server. So .30.0.10. And I always like to write my configs as I go along. So I want to do a show we'll do a show NTP status, right? Show NTP, yeah, status. Clock is unsynchronized. Okay, that's fine. Let's check associations. Okay, so we got the correct server in here now. And now I know that NTP takes a while. So I want to, and I'm not seeing any messages regarding it. So I want to debug NTP. Okay, so we transmitted a packet to the server, so we're attempting, the switch is attempting to synchronize. And you know what, for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and skip forward a little bit in our simulation here. Oh, okay, I guess I didn't need to. There we go. So July 3rd, 10:49, 10:50. Okay, so we're off by a couple seconds, 30 seconds or so, but that's fine. As long as, yeah, as long as NTP on our switch is showing what our server believes it to be, what our server is handing it out to be, I guess I should say. Let's check. July 3rd, 10:50 a.m. Yep. So let's turn debugging off because we don't need it anymore. Okay. So I believe we've satisfied the lab objectives. So let's revisit that. So Bob, using the employee device via Wi-Fi, cannot access MLS1 via SSH and log in. So we did that. We fixed that. So first of all, Wi-Fi wasn't even, our employee Wi-Fi wasn't even enabled. We had to fix SSH on the switch. So our V2I line 0 through 4 we're not even accepting connections at all. So we fixed that. We verified that Bob can SSH to our switch and log in. Let's do that again. There we go. And we've successfully synchronized, as a bonus, our multi-layer switch 1 with our NTP server at 10.30.0.10. So, Keith Barker, if you happen to see this, good lab. I appreciate it. I like doing other people's labs because I didn't configure it. I don't know what little hiccups could be included, so it's nice to kind of go in blind, as sometimes you might do in a production network. Yeah, you might have some knowledge of what's going on, but usually if something's working and then it's not working, there's a change, and maybe you're tasked with figuring out what that change was. You may not know what it was or who did it. And sometimes you just have to track it down. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you again next time.